Bear's typical trauma is not strong enough, not stable enough. For example, being raped and you cannot push the attacker away. Dropped an expensive vase because you were too clumsy to hold it tight. Lost a dance battle because you misstepped. Now take a look at the following video clip. A few examples. This movie, 127 Hours, is about a adventure sporter that goes into the canyon. Somewhere in the canyon he got stuck. There's nobody around him and he got stuck. He tried several different ways, but he could not get out. He was simply not strong enough to get out of the canyon. And he was stuck in there for 127 hours. Eventually he got out, but you need to see the movie how. But basically, he was not strong enough to actually get out of the situation. Something that happened to me personally, I was doing outdoor sports and in my canoe, I tripped over. So I was stuck under the canoe, partly under the canoe, and the open part of the canoe was facing stream upwards. So all the water was pressing inside of the canoe towards me, and I couldn't move because I was stuck to a rock. So my leg was completely stuck between a rock and a hard place, the canoe. And I was physically not able to move the canoe. I was not strong enough. Another thing that I realized lately is when I cycle, I like to cycle fast. I don't cycle a lot, but if I need to go from A to B, I like to cycle fast. And I never had a problem with that. I was always pretty fast, and I was catching up people, and nobody was actually catching up with me. And that was fine. But recently I noticed that there were more and more people that were cycling faster than me. And I thought, that's weird. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe my condition is going really, really bad, and I don't have the strength anymore to cycle that fast. And I really started thinking about that. And I felt a little bit bad. And I noticed like I did have this feeling I'm not strong enough in my legs to keep up with the cycling. The funny thing happened a few weeks later when I realized that most of the people, actually all of the people that were cycling faster, were having one of those e-bikes. Another example could be an attacker forcing you to the ground and you're not strong enough to push them away, to get them out of your system, out of your awareness. You cannot push them away to get back into safety. Also not strong enough. Another case is something that happened also to me. This is me in a canyon. I was rappelling down a river, and I was the head instructor in that group. So people had to. I was guiding. I was in charge of safety, and everything was fine. One of my participants went down and got in kind of a complex knot in the ropes, and he couldn't move down. Usually that's not a problem. Usually that's not a problem because then you're just stuck there and we can lift you up or we can bring you down. However, now this person was not in a free air. He was right in the middle of a big waterfall. So I needed to act quickly because he couldn't get enough air for a long time. So for me, that was a pretty damn shock. And I tried to lift him, but he was just too heavy for me to lift. I felt not strong enough, and at the same time also not smart enough to find a way to actually lift him back into safety. Eventually he got into safety and everything was fine. But it really took some time to get him into safety. But I felt I was not strong enough.
When you learn something from this, comment your biggest insight, and you will inspire other people with your comments too.